Why do people invalidate bisexuality? Apparently, a lot of people seem to believe that you'll wind up straight if you're bi. Considering in our modern age, it's simply easier to be straight than it is to be gay. Mind you, that doesn't mean you're not bi anymore, as all bi means is that you're attracted to both genders. Just because you're with one gender doesn't mean you're no longer attracted to the other gender. Now we have a person who seems to think that just because they themselves haven't experienced biphobia, it must not exist. I don't even need to explain why that's fucking stupid. I don't think that you're really bi. Either you like boys or you like girls. Oh, okay, so because you don't understand it, it must not be a real thing. Kind of like how I don't understand how the cell phone works, so of course it doesn't exist. Good logic. According to this article, most people think bisexuality isn't real. Then why is most every woman I've ever been with identified as bisexual? Maybe because, I don't know, they're sexually attracted to both men and women? Maybe, possibly. And riddle me this, dipshits, what are threesomes? I'm talking specifically where there's either one guy and two girls or two guys and one girl, and more specifically, they all focus on each other rather than just one gender on the other gender. That happens, you realize that, right? This is a real thing. What fucking world do you live in? Here we have a gay person complaining about how they're supposed to understand bisexuality or be on their side, and yet being gay, going through all the struggles they had to as a homosexual, they still don't want to help out the B in LGBT. Could you be more counterproductive? Yet another ignorant gay person. Almost sounds like an oxymoron. You think they would be well educated on this kind of thing. In fact, with this level of ignorance, I'm surprised they believe heterosexuals exist. This person says whenever they see a post declaring bisexuality, they can't help but think that it's just an excuse to be unfaithful or very promiscuous. This is your logic. A straight guy can cheat on his significant other with a girl, and there are over 3 billion girls on this planet. But no, he's going to claim that he's bi, because 3 billion girls to cheat on their significant other with and be promiscuous with is not enough. I guess they ran out of girls, according to this person. More cancerous logic. They think bisexuality is ridiculous and that people are supposed to pick a side. That's awkward. I thought your sexuality wasn't a choice. They're literally implying that that's exactly what it is, which again is counterproductive and only forwards the anti-gay Christian agenda, implying that people choose to be gay rather than they're born with it, so of course they can persecute people for being gay. Smart fucking move. If you want to promote the well-being of homosexuals, you should probably consider supporting bisexuals. Because when you pretend bisexuality isn't a thing and you tell them to pick a side, suddenly it looks like you were once bisexual and you picked a side. It's not how it fucking works, bro. We don't choose to get our dicks hard and our pussies wet. That shit just happens when we're properly stimulated by the gender we prefer. And for some people, both genders stimulate us. Time to watch some idiot millionaire matchmaker make a huge fucking mistake.
Would you ever marry a bisexual man? Never. Never, never. And if they're bisexual, they're gay.
Wow, apparently you've met every single bisexual man on this planet. And as a result, you concluded with your infinite knowledge that they are all gay. Sorry, Shane Dawson. That chick who's never met you knows your sexuality better than you do. Guess you're not bi after all. Here's a guy explaining why a lot of bisexuals don't get a lot of credit.
So bisexuality exists, but it's a fact that it's a way station for many people, which will always mean that people will, when you identify as bi to someone, they're going to go, and that's not because they're persecuting you because of their bisexual identity. It's because of a fundamental truth about bisexual identity, which is that it is, for many people, a phase.
This guy's kind of being a dumb shit, and here's why. He's saying that for a lot of people, bisexuality is just a phase. Bro, here's the thing. Most people can't be with both a girl and a guy at the same time. For a lot of people, socially, it's not seen as acceptable. When you have those scenarios, a lot of times jealousy runs rampant. So, of course, a lot of bisexual people are going to wind up either gay or straight looking because they got into a fucking committed relationship. You say bisexuality is just a phase, but you're not considering the fact that if a lot of people who identified as bisexual when they were young were faced with a beautiful man and a beautiful woman later on in life that wanted to fuck them at the same time, they would likely hop at that opportunity. And in that, you should see how fucking stupid what you just said is. It's not a fucking phase, because the relationship situation you find yourself in later on in life does not necessarily define your fucking sexuality, as sexuality doesn't necessarily have a whole lot to do with appearances. You're acting like just because I don't own a fucking castle, I'm not interested in owning a castle. Just because somebody isn't with a beautiful man or a beautiful woman doesn't mean they don't want to be with one or the other or both at the same time. This is so fucking stupid. Yes, of course, a lot of bisexuals wind up with someone of the same or opposite gender. A lot of times, yeah, with the opposite gender because society naturally makes that a lot more convenient for people, but that's all kind of irrelevant. It comes down to this. What gender are you attracted to? If your dick gets hard hard or your pussy gets wet for both genders, you're probably fucking bi. It doesn't matter if you've never even had sex with a human being. That has nothing to do with it. And this is why all of the anti-bisexual folks need to shut the fuck up. Because guess what? You're pretending bisexuality doesn't exist, which means you yourself are probably not bi. Most of us agree that homosexuality is not a choice, nor is heterosexuality a choice, so maybe we should stop being fucking hypocrites by expecting people to recognize that what we are is not a choice, only to act like what they are is a choice, despite the fact it's obvious we are not them. We do not know what they're going through, and even if we ourselves believe that we went through a bisexual phase, that doesn't mean that everyone on Earth had the same fucking experience. Bisexuality is not appearances. It is not based entirely around your personal experiences. Bisexuality is simply the state of a person being able to be sexually aroused by members of both genders. You're gay and you don't think it's a thing? Good for you. That's no excuse to shit on an entire group of people just because you don't fucking understand them. Cool. Glad we could get that hashed out.